Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today we are diving into one of the most magnificent creatures on planet Earth, the elephant. We're going way beyond just their sheer physical size to really uncover the intelligence and the ecological importance of these incredible beings. So, let's get right into it.
Just picture yourself standing next to a full-grown elephant. A child would literally barely reach its knee. It's mind-blowing when you think about it. Grasping this sheer, massive scale is really the first step to understanding why everything about how they live, eat, and move is so extraordinary.
All right, let's jump right into Section 1, Meet the Giant Elephant.
Now, what's really interesting here is how every single part of the elephant is perfectly adapted to its environment. We're talking giant ears for temperature control, incredibly thick skin to block out the elements, and these massive, strong legs just to support all that weight. And of course, you can't forget that highly versatile trunk up front.
But beyond just their basic anatomy, they've got some seriously cool features. Despite being so intimidatingly huge, they're actually known as gentle giants. They have a super calm vibe. And those massive ears, they literally act like a built-in air conditioning system, flapping away to keep them cool under the blazing hot sun. Oh, and when that's not quite enough, they absolutely love taking messy mud baths to protect their skin from the sun and pesky bugs.
So how exactly does a creature this big even get around? Well, they might walk pretty slowly, but they are incredibly strong. Their giant feet are padded and act just like built-in shock absorbers. This lets them quietly carry all that massive weight for miles and miles without getting tired.
Moving smoothly on to Section 2, Life in the Wild.
An elephant's home needs to be, well, huge. They really thrive in grasslands, thick forests, and generally warm climates. Because of their sheer size, they need vast, wide-open stretches of land to walk, look for food, and find fresh water. They're basically built for the wide-open wild.
Now, if we talk about those grasslands, which is basically a huge area of open land covered with wild grass, they are absolutely vital. It's not just empty space. These environments offer a really strategic mix of things they need. We're talking trees for shade, specific mud patches for that skin protection we talked about, and, crucially, peaceful watering holes that keep the whole herd going through the dry seasons.
And they aren't alone out there. Elephants share this beautiful habitat with a massive, interconnected community of neighbors. You'll find birds literally perching right on their backs, herds of grazing zebras sharing the plains, and countless buzzing insects in the air. The elephant's presence actually shapes the whole environment for all these neighbors.
Okay, so fueling a body that massive, that takes a heavy, highly specialized diet. They are herbivores, meaning their menu is mostly grass, leaves, sweet fruit, and even tough tree bark. To get enough energy from all that plant matter, they literally have to spend many hours every single day just continuously standing and munching away.
Their daily routine actually follows a really steady, almost calculated rhythm. Think of it like this. Their mornings are all about walking and drinking fresh water. Then, by noon, when the sun is at its hottest, they're actively pulling down leaves to eat, and as the evening rolls in, they finally wind down to peacefully rest with their herd.
Okay, let's dive into this next part. Section 3, Family and Elephant Superpowers.
Central to an elephant's entire life is the herd. A herd is basically a family group of elephants that stays together, and they are incredibly loyal, sticking by each other through thick and thin. The older, wiser elephants have decades of survival knowledge, and they use it to fiercely protect the younger ones from danger.
Speaking of the younger ones, let's talk about the babies or calves. A calf stays safely glued right to its mother's side. They rely completely on the collective experience of the whole herd to learn basic life skills. Things like how to walk properly, how to successfully find food, and just how to navigate the wild.
And then there's the trunk. Talk about an absolute animal superpower. It is way more than just a long nose. It's really the ultimate multi-tool, acting almost like a super strong, really precise extra hand. They use it to gently touch and comfort each other, lift heavy branches, smell the world with crazy accuracy, and slurp up tons of water.
But hey, the superpowers don't stop there. We've all heard that classic, loud elephant trumpet sound, right? But what's truly mind-blowing is that they also make these low-frequency sounds, like a deep rumbling. These sounds travel incredibly far through the ground, meaning they can literally talk to other elephants miles and miles away just by feeling the acoustic vibrations right through their feet. How cool is that?
Another massive superpower is their highly developed memory. You've probably heard the saying, an elephant never forgets, and it's pretty spot on. They have a legendary memory that works like a highly precise internal map. Even over vast distances and spanning many years, they can remember important travel paths, hidden watering holes, and even recognize other elephants they haven't seen in decades.
Which brings us to our final part, Section 4, Why Elephants Are Important.
So, what does this all mean for the big picture? Well, elephants basically act as nature's giant gardeners. As they eat fruit and plants and wander for miles, they spread seeds in their droppings, literally planting entire new patches of vegetation across the landscape. Plus, just by navigating through thick brush, those massive bodies stomp down clear paths that smaller animals can use to get around.
Because they do so much to keep their ecosystems healthy, we really have a huge responsibility to these gentle giants. How can we help? It starts right here with education, understanding their complex needs. From there, it's about being kind to all animals, actively protecting their natural habitats, and respecting the balance of nature.
To wrap things up, let's do a quick memory check. Can you remember what we just covered? What exactly do they eat? What's a baby called again? And what is that trunk used for? Whether it's munching on leaves all day, protecting their calves, or using their trunk as a multi-tool, every single piece of an elephant's biology is perfectly fine-tuned for their world.
And that brings us to the end of our journey today. The survival of the elephant is totally intertwined with the survival of their wild homes. It's simple. Protect nature and you protect the giants. So I want to leave you with this thought. Now that you know how incredible and ecologically important they are, what step will you take in your own life to help protect nature? Something to think about? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep exploring.